You know what the right thing to do is, but we just don't do it. Whether it be something having to do with our diet, our exercise, our extracurricular activities. If we're watching Netflix, we're drinking alcohol, we are sleeping in and not waking up and getting up early so that we can exercise, we are staying up too late. Just pick and choose whatever it is that you want to say, I know what I should be doing, but I just don't do it. Why? For me as a registered nurse, I definitely, when I was going to go into nursing school, thought I was going to be the epitome of health. Like I was going to be the poster child of health. I was going to go and learn all the stuff that we needed to know about what it meant to be healthy. And it took me about 3 years working in the emergency department. I took a look around and I was like, wow, this is not the epitome of health. We have pizza in the break room. We have donuts in the break room. We're serving crap in the cafeteria to ourselves and to our patients. And I'm stressed out. I was even at that point unable to have a child. And I was like, I'm not the epitome of health like I thought I was going to be. I'm not the poster child of health. And looking around, a lot of us at the hospital were not, including the nurses and doctors. So just recently, that was like 15 years ago, and I'm like, what's going on here? How come we all know what we're supposed to be doing, but we just don't do it? So I read this book recently, and it's the first chapter. Somebody had recommended it to me, and they said, check it out. So I checked it out. First chapter, wow, I was blown away. So basically, it's this book right here. So I recommend anybody pick this up, take a look at it. So far, just the first chapter, amazing. And I will put the name of it in the comments. So basically what it was answering was the question of, why do we know what we should be doing, but we just don't do it? What's going on there? It's like almost like a self-sabotage kind of a thing that happens. You know, you do good for however how long, and then sometimes we're even thinking that we're going to do so good, and then we are saying, oh, we'll diet for 30 days, and on day 31 we're going to go out to eat and do our thing that we used to do before. Like, what is that? So it talks about how when we're growing up that we learn two different versions of ourselves. So one version is going to be the social aspect of when we go to school, or when we are taught that this is what society wants us to be. This is how society sees us. This is how on TV at the moment, who's on TV, what are they looking like? How are they acting? How are they looking at our neighborhoods, keeping up with the Joneses, right? So there's that false reality that we start to ingrain and try to perceive out to others. This is how we want other people to see us. Then there is the other side of who we actually think that we are when we look in the mirror. And that has a lot to do with how we grew up, and it has a lot to do with fears. It has a lot to do with any kind of traumas that we might have faced growing up. So that can be something where you look in the mirror and it's not something positive. It can be something negative. And also there are going to be some habits that we pick up along the way that let us know the world is a fearful place. We don't want to be scared, so we will put out a perception of ourselves, or we will pick up a habit of ourselves that is going to help us to deal with those fears. So those two false realities are part of the answers of why we do what we do. Even though we know what we should be doing, we do the opposite. So for me, reading this, I'm like, okay, so who do I want to be? What do I want to be like? What do I want to what better story do I want to tell? We get that from our church, that what better story do you want to tell? And so for me, I am a Christian, so I'm like, I need to look at who God says I am. And in his eyes, I am his daughter. And so I am a daughter of God. And I have my Father, who is my Father in heaven, that is the all omnipotent. He has all the power. He has all of the universe in his hands. So anytime any of those false realities of myself, whether it be the social aspect or the false person of who I think I look like based off of fears, these are all fear-based, then I'm living in a false reality, and I'm making this false reality basically I would say putting these two false realities, and you put yourself in like a matrix of all the lies that you've once believed. So I'm needing to break these up and see who the true I am is.